You have lost everything, and no explanation, apology, or prayer will restore it.
Now what? According to Machiavelli, this is where power either ends or begins. Loss is not rare. It is cyclical. Empires fall. Families collapse. Fortunes dissolve. What you are experiencing has happened to generals, princes, merchants, and kings. History does not treat loss as a tragedy. It treats it as a turning point. Most men interpret collapse as a moral failure. They ask, "What did I do wrong?" Machiavelli asks a colder question. What is now possible that was not before?
What is now possible that was not before?
When you have nothing, you are no longer bound by appearances, no reputation to protect, no comfort to maintain, no illusion to defend. This is not freedom in the romantic sense. It is freedom in the dangerous sense. Loss strips you to essentials, and essentials are where strategy begins. When men lose money, status, and control, patterns repeat. First comes panic. Not fear, panic. Fear can be useful. Panic cannot. Panic shortens vision. It turns days into minutes and minutes into seconds. Men in panic speak too much. They explain themselves. They confess weakness to people who will later use it against them. Second comes imitation. They copy whatever seems to work for others, without understanding timing or position. Third comes betrayal, usually self-betrayal. They abandon discipline. They abandon patience. They abandon silence. Very few men are destroyed by enemies. Most are destroyed by their reaction to loss. Machiavelli understood this well. When control is lost, the crowd becomes dangerous, including the crowd inside your own mind. So what would Machiavelli do? 1. Secure the inner position. The first territory to retake is not financial. It is mental. No visible despair. No public grief. No emotional negotiations. Silence is not weakness here. It is camouflage. When you are wounded, you do not announce it. 2. Retreat without shame. Retreat is not defeat. It is repositioning. Machiavelli advised princes to withdraw when conditions were unfavorable, not to surrender, but to wait. Distance creates clarity. Time creates leverage. You step back so others reveal themselves. 3. Observe relentlessly. When you have no money, attention becomes your capital. Watch who panics. Watch who stays composed. Watch who exploits chaos quietly. Men reveal their nature when pressure removes manners. This knowledge compounds. 4. Rebuild leverage without resources. Leverage is not money first. It is positioning, information, skills, timing, access. You become useful before you become visible. Machiavelli valued usefulness more than virtue. 5. Practice invisibility. Do not rush back into the spotlight. Invisibility protects you from judgment while you rebuild. Those who rise quietly last longer. What Machiavelli would refuse to do after total loss? He would not complain publicly. Pity attracts predators, not allies. He would not rush to prove his worth. Desperation weakens negotiation. He would not moralize fate. Fortune is neither just nor cruel, it is indifferent. He would not form desperate alliances. Urgent partnerships bind you to unfavorable terms. Loss is not a time to expand. It is a time to consolidate. For example, one ruined official would rush to defend himself publicly, issuing explanations, pleading for fairness, demanding recognition of past service. His words would spread faster than facts, and his weakness would become entertainment. Within months, he would be irrelevant. The other would disappear. He would withdraw without protest, accept temporary obscurity, and observe quietly. He would offer competence where it was needed, not loyalty where it was demanded. Years later, he would reappear under new authority, not asking for restoration but exercising influence. Same loss. Opposite behavior. Example 2. The ruined merchant. One ruined merchant would immediately chase creditors, justify himself, and seek sympathy. He would attempt to resurrect the old structure that failed him. Every conversation would smell of urgency. Terms would worsen. Doors would close. The other would accept disappearance. He would reduce his needs, learn what still moved markets, and rebuild relationships without asking for credit. He would return smaller, quieter, and far more dangerous because he no longer depended on appearance. Example 3. The ordinary man with a frozen account. One ordinary man would discover that his money was gone, his credit card frauded, his account frozen. He would panic immediately. He would call everyone. He would explain himself repeatedly to friends, family, strangers, customer service agents. He would refresh his banking app compulsively, reliving the loss each time. His energy would drain into outrage and fear. Even if the money returned, his posture would already be broken. The other would stop. He would accept that nothing could be fixed in that moment. He would secure food, shelter, and calm first. He would speak only what was necessary to the necessary institutions and no more. He would document facts, not emotions. While waiting, he would train his body, structure his days, and observe his own reactions. He would treat the delay not as injustice, but as enforced discipline. Same event. Different internal rule. One collapses before the outcome is known. The other becomes harder while waiting. Final counsel, the apprenticeship of loss. Loss is an apprenticeship. It teaches restraint. It teaches perception. It teaches the cost of illusion. Power often arrives after humiliation because arrogance has been burned away. Do not rush this phase. Observe more than you speak. Endure more than you display. Plan longer than others expect. The man who survives loss without bitterness is rare. And rarity is power. This is not the end. It is the quiet beginning.